What's up everybody, I'm Tom Morton, and today we are doing a truck upgrade project. We are going to be replacing our headlights in our truck with LEDs. So our truck currently has incandescent headlight bulbs in it, which has been the standard for forever pretty much. Incandescent bulbs are very old technology. I'm talking Edison old. Yeah, Edison invented them, and while I respect Edison and he was an amazing inventor, come on, in today's world, forcing too much power through a low resistance wire so that it wastes heat and throws off a few electrons, not the best way to make light. And that's why we have so many different options these days. People have been creating better ways to produce light from electricity. More and more cars these days are using LED headlights from the factory, and the reason for this is when it's properly designed, they can last almost forever, the life of the vehicle. They can be brighter, whiter, and they can also draw a lot less power, which could give you better fuel economy. Prior to LED technology, a lot of automotive manufacturers were utilizing something called HID, which creates that very bright white look. When properly designed, they could get a lot more intensity on the road utilizing these systems, but they're very complicated. They have to use a very high voltage forced across a gas to excite the gas and discharge photons. You can get aftermarket HID kits to try to improve your existing headlights in your car, and I actually tried that many years ago on an old Subaru that I owned, and I had all kinds of problems with it. First of all, the light just went everywhere. It was not well controlled. It blinded oncoming traffic. The lights didn't even last long. The complicated electronics in there were failing, and I didn't even run them for very long, and I took them out. I haven't even considered doing any headlight upgrades or trying to use a different type of bulb than what comes with the vehicle since then, until we recently had somebody reach out. This company here, AUTLEAD, and said, hey, I've got these really cool LED headlight bulbs. Do you want to try them out in your car? And I first of all went, no, it's probably not a good idea. Started looking into it though, and supposedly these are a direct replacement and work really great in replacing existing incandescent bulbs. They're supposed to be brighter, whiter, and give us a much better visibility on the road. So I said, what the heck, send them along. So here we go. Today we're going to be trying out these headlights in our truck. We're going to be putting in our low beams, our primary headlight beams, and we're going to see if they truly are brighter and whiter and give us better visibility on the road without blinding oncoming traffic. So these headlights have supposedly a 7,200 lumen output per bulb, which is a lot higher than what you're going to get in an incandescent, and they draw around 70 watts per bulb. They come in this nice little box. It has a warranty card and a user's manual, and it's just such a clean headlight design. What I think is neat about these is that they are basically a plug-and-play solution. You put it in and you plug it in. Some of the HID conversions and LED conversions of the past I'm aware of had additional ballasts and boxes because there's electronics that go in here to drive the LED circuitry. Supposedly the LEDs, there's one on the top and on the bottom of this metal heatsink that stick into the actual reflector compartment of your car, are designed in such a way so that they line up exactly with where the filament in the incandescent bulb used to sit. In theory, if they've actually gotten it perfect, then the light pattern should be almost identical to what we see in the incandescent bulb. A big thing with any LED bulb is dissipating the heat. The bulbs do create quite a bit of heat. They don't throw off as much heat as an incandescent does. They actually keep it in the circuitry itself, and that heat needs to get removed. The LEDs in this are sandwiched in a solid metal heatsink that supposedly draws the heat down the length of the bulb and into a set of cooling fins on the back side. In the back of the bulb, there's actually a fan, a little tiny fan in here that is going to draw air through those fins and keep the LED cool so that it doesn't burn out. In theory, this thing looks really cool, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get them installed in the truck. So with cars these days, it's becoming increasingly common to have to be able to remove the entire headlight assembly to actually change the bulb. Our truck is no exception to that. So the bulbs I'm putting on are H11 headlight bulbs. If you're interested in doing this, you're gonna have to figure out what type of headlight bulb your car has and also how to remove it. Well, that seemed like way more work than it should have been. All right, so here is the headlight itself. We got wires that plug into it, and you can see that there's these access panels on the back of the headlight. I think this just turns to the side or something like that. There we go, to access the headlight bulb itself, and it's just sitting right in that hole in there. You can see the bulb down there. Now this is actually a bit of a concern to me. There's this dust cover that goes over there. First of all, is that LED bulb gonna fit in here? And second of all, is there gonna be enough ventilation? As I talked about, that little fan needs to run to keep that thing cool. There's not much air in this thing, so I don't know if it's gonna stay cool, but we're gonna try it out anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and unclip the headlight bulb from its wiring here. And then I think it's just a half turn and the bulb should just pop right out. And there it is. All right, so here is the old bulb versus the new bulb. You can clearly see that the new one is a lot larger, but in theory, the LED headlight portion versus the incandescent, and again, never touch this bulb. If you're working with these incandescent bulbs, any finger grease getting on these xenon halogen bulbs can burn the bulb out or cause it to explode very quickly. But in theory, you can see that the halogen element lines up quite nicely if you put them side to side with where the new LED elements are. So let's go on ahead and just clip this new LED into its position. Go ahead and do a half twist to lock it in. Let's just go ahead and plug it in now. It looks like it can go both ways. You probably don't want to put this in wrong, plug it in wrong, or else it could burn out the bulb. So it looks like the LED bulb is going to fit nicely with the dust cap over top of it. As I talked about, I'm a little concerned with airflow in there though. There's not a lot of it. Also interesting, that thing has a fan. I wonder if our headlights are now going to sound like little turbine engines. We'll find out soon. Last night I had the opportunity to get some footage of what the existing headlights look like in the truck. So tonight we're gonna fire it up and we'll give a good comparison of what the old headlights look like compared to the new ones. Before I even put the headlight all the way back in, let's find out if it works. Do we have light? No light, not good. Well, there we go. Headlights on. Apparently I said if you plug it in wrong, it's gonna destroy the headlight. Apparently not. Well, it's definitely bright. Well, I got it running in my hand here. I can feel it getting hot already. And there's definitely a motor sound coming from this thing.
All right, let's turn this thing on at night and see what it looks like. The very first thing that I noticed is that these headlights are extremely white, almost bluish compared to the old incandescent bulbs. This is a shot of our original headlights shining on a garage door prior to installing the LED bulbs. Take specific note of the cutoff line and where it's located on the garage door. Now we've installed one LED headlight in the left side of the truck. You can clearly see that the cutoff is still very good and it's so bright it's overpowering the right incandescent side. With both LEDs installed, let's compare it against the original image. It looks like the cutoff is almost identical. There's a little bit more light scatter as these lights are a little bit brighter in general. Let's take a look at what that little fan sounds like when it's in operation and the light's all installed. Another interesting thing of note about these headlights is how quick they turn on. This clip is slowed down 50% to show how quick they turn on compared to the original incandescents. Okay, let's go for a drive now. Note that all the camera settings were kept the same for the before and after shots, and the white balance was balanced at 5000K. I am really impressed at how well the light is distributed in front of the truck, and how well it retained the cutoff using the LEDs. I think light color is a bit of a matter of preference, but the much whiter light definitely had better color rendering. Personally, I think that the warmer light shines into shadows a bit more and fills everything in, but the LED headlights are definitely brighter. When the truck pitches up a bit, the lights shine a lot further as well, so I think a pair of these would be fantastic in high beams. I find it amazing how much power they've crammed into these tiny little light bulbs. That is a bit of concern to me as well though. As I talked about earlier, heat generation and heat dissipation is going to be the enemy and the downfall of LED lights. Theoretically though, if the cooling system is designed properly, they should last much longer than the incandescents. Here's a shot from the opposite lane as if I were an oncoming driver. It shows the cutoff working very well to control the light and keep it out of my eyes. Overall, I was more impressed with the light than I expected to be. They were very uniform between the two light bulbs and the light distribution pattern was fantastic. Because they are brighter than the older incandescents, however, when you get below that cutoff line, there's definitely more possibility to get blinded. In rain, oncoming traffic is definitely going to see you. Due to the cooler color temperatures, however, I don't think they perform quite as well from the driver's perspective.
Replacing the truck's headlight bulbs with the LEDs was a super easy, fun project actually, because it made such a huge difference really quickly. One thing I didn't mention earlier is the cost of these light bulbs. They're just not that expensive. They cost about the same as a high quality set of halogen light bulbs anyway. If these things actually last, it'd probably be an upgrade that I would recommend. We'll continue to use these light bulbs, and if we have any problems with them or I feel like making an update, I will pin a comment at the top of this video with an update and the date at which something happened with them. Overall though, I think they're pretty cool. Let's find out what Caitlin thinks. What do you think of light bulbs, hon?
They're very bright. Much brighter. Gives you a lot more light for driving.
Do you like them?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Gotta get used to the color a little bit, but once you get over that, I think they'll be great.
Well, there you go. Ladies like them too. I hope you've enjoyed coming along as we tried out these LED headlights. As always, thanks for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to join our journey, trying out things like this and traveling the country. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye!